Hey everybody, it's Tommy C here, host of A Shot from the Point. I'm here to push a new project that is currently airing on the Joe Cornin show, a very good friend to Shot from the Point. A new show called MONETIZE This, a comedy Google Hangout podcast, all sorts of visuals. We're going to bring some of those visuals and changes to the new Shot from the Point show. I just want to give you a little sample right now on what we're doing in a very special story about the wonders of being a movie. 35 millimeter movie. Is it 35 millimeter? Boy, it shows you what a great projectionist I was. That's right. It's a Projectionist Story. Hang around.
What was the longest movie you had to put together? How many reels?
Cloud Atlas.
How many reels?
That was well, I mean, what is it? 3 reels in the big one, or 4 in the big one?
No, our normal one is about 6 reels, and then.
Well, no. How many reels on because I didn't switch fucking reel to reel, dude.
But you put them together. You get them in a big
together,
tin, right? Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I was like, it was 9 or 10, something like that. I think.
Okay, yeah.
3-hour film.
King Kong was 9, and that was the longest one.
Yeah. It was probably 8 or 9, somewhere around there. Because I never.
Did you ever have to lift them after they were put together?
Yeah, of course. I had to put them
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
You're thinking like, if I drop this, I ruin a movie.
I have a really funny story about that. I'm not really a big pop culture guy. In fact, the only thing that really interests me is like politics and hockey and people doing insanely stupid shit. I really don't know too many of the TV shows besides Walking Dead, and it just can't hold my very weak attention span.
Right.
So we're doing Twilight, the final Twilight film, which I see a lot of stuff on the internet about it. I don't know anything about it. I know it's like popular to hate. It's like Justin Bieber, it's a bit popular, but I have like zero opinion because I could give a fuck whether it's early or not. So it's the first film I put together, the final Twilight film, and I'm being walked through it, and I'm kind of fucking it up, and I'm not cutting the
splicing.
The splicing correctly, and because this is go time. This is my first one. I practiced a bunch of times, but this is the real thing.
It's harrowing. It's a harrowing experience doing.
It's scary as fuck, dude. Because you got 100, 200 people in there, and they might come in and God forbid you splice the fucking thing wrong. It's Pulp Fiction, for Christ.
Yeah, you're on stage and you're working with a $4,000 rental.
Yeah, it's bizarre. So I sit there. So everything seems to go well, and I had a guy that had like 20 years experience like right next to me, so I was pretty like, look, he's not gonna let me fuck up.
Yeah, once you become a projectionist, you keep that job for fucking 20 years or until you die.
Oh yeah, well now it's a thing of the past now, but that's pretty much now he's
up until recently, right?
Now it's we're all fucking food service guys now.
I'm not.
So anyway, So anyway, are you guys familiar with the end of the last Twilight film at all?
Nope.
No.
I'm obviously it's gonna be a major spoiler alert, and I don't really give a shit because it's
la.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, there's this. I'll just tell you the way it goes in the book. One of the good guys and the bad guys have like a big face-off at the end. The vampire and the werewolves team up against like this one group of like European vampires that are like really bad, So what happens is they're trying to like de-escalate the situation, and one of the vampires that has like a superpower goes up to the other vampire and sees that there's a way to peace, right? And in the book, they find that way to peace and they split up, and that's it. In the film, she does the same thing, and she puts her arm on the guy. She's like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to talk him out of this," and then all hell breaks loose, and they all fucking start fighting and killing each other. Like all the main characters are slaughtered within seconds. Like decapitations and all this other crazy shit, right? So we're watching the film, and we get the what was it called? The Q mark, the dot before the
cigarette
thing.
Burn.
The cigarette. What you call the cigarette? We called it a Q mark. So we get the Q mark, and the first Q comes that lets you know to switch. But by the way, this is totally wound. It's still together. It's not. We're not doing a changeover. We do the Q mark, and the second Q mark comes, and then poof, they're back to where they were.
Misplaced
when this
reel.
whole fight started.
Yeah.
And I look at the main projectionist, the master. I look at him like, but he looks at me. He has a shock in his face too, and he's like, no. No. What they did in the film was they actually did the book ending, and they just flipped it back to see this is what would have happened if.
It was like a dream sequence.
But it was right where there was a Q mark.
Oh wow!
And I literally
terrible.
I almost threw up. You know, I mean, because
that's a good projectionist story because you're shitting your pants.
How many are there?
Yeah, man, that's a good one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I would have been mortified.
I was
to
for
realize
10
after.
seconds.
That was awesome. That's funny. That is fucking funny.
Do you get it though, Joe?
I know. I get it because I mean I went to school for film, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What I went to school for, so. Well, I went to school for digital media production, but
if Joe edits this shit down to a good solid 20 minutes, like from our last episode of 3 hours, then yeah he gets how to be a projectionist and put things in the right order.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here.